The game is broken, EA Sports. The game is broken!
I tried to beat Elden Ring with literally everything randomized, and let's say it was quite the toxic experience. What? No way he's spamming that. No way he's spamming that. No way he's just I'm so close to uninstalling this. For this challenge playthrough, I decided to use a randomizer for every boss, NPC, and items in Elden Ring, except for key items. Things of that nature are important and needed in order for me to progress through the game and stay stress-free. Honestly, I would probably never find these items if they were placed in random locations throughout the map. With this randomizer, I could literally run into Radigan instead of the Tree Sentinel the moment I make it outside to Limgrave, or I can also find a whole various group of enemies just kicking it like they some homies. Now, I kinda already know what I'm getting myself into, and this will be an extremely toxic playthrough, and I would like to test my luck. Will I be able to beat Elden Ring with everything randomized? Alright, before we get into our challenge run, we have a word from our sponsor. It's a mobile RPG game with many champions, dungeons, and massive PvP and PvE battles. Yep, you guessed it right, it's Raid Shadow Legends. If you've already heard of Raid, then you know about its crazy arsenal of champions. There's over 600 champions now, but we also have an insane variety of bosses. Even though they are our enemies in game, we still have to show them some love. So I would like to put one in a spotlight that stands out to me the most. Here we have Astranix, the Dark Fae, aka the creepy dark magician witch lady, and she's not here to play around. She comes from a pretty intense background. She's from a group of elves that study the night sky trying to find the future. And during her study, she casted a spell that exploded her whole observatory and basically turned her crazy, causing her to summon evil twins and killing and driving off her former friends. She basically turned into a whole maniac, and our job is to defeat her as she duplicates our entire team and uses them against us. I love me some video game lore. Raid's also running a huge series of Summer Splash events the whole month that includes skins, and who doesn't like video game cosmetics? And that's not even all. If you would like to get your hands on Deliana, a brand new legendary champion from the High Elves faction, there's also a special Deliana chase event running from now until July 28th, where you can get your hands on this cool champion. You probably don't want to miss her. She's one of the strongest support champions in the game. And the gifts just don't stop. This one's for the new players out there. If you enter the promo code on the screen, MyDeliana, you have 50 XP brews to get, Deliana max level 50, as well as a ton of silver just waiting for you. This is definitely the best time to get started on Raid, and if you click my link in the description or scan the QR code on the screen, you will get unique bonuses worth about $30 in value. That includes a free champion Tyrell, lots of silver, XP boost, ancient shards, and all that good stuff. All this treasure will be waiting for you right here, and will only be available for 30 days to new players only. I repeat, new players only. With that said, I recommend trying out Raid. We have some Elden Ring to get back into, so let's continue where we left off. The randomizer starts on a character creation screen, so instead of the classes having their default setups, it's also randomized. I went with Wretch, created this ugly thing. Bro's nose looked like it also scales with strength. I swear he can do damage with that thing. I can probably equip the whole Ash of War to it. Alright, it's time to start our randomized Elden Ring journey. I'm gonna need all the luck for this playthrough. It seems for our randomized Wretch, we got a short sword, which is decent. This should get us somewhere at the start. It could have been worse. I could have got a torch or a bow with no arrows. They could have did me dirty. Unfortunately, my microphone for the first few hours of recording was muffled from all the filters and stuff. Frickin' filters, man. But here we make our way to the first randomized boss of this playthrough. Oh, it's one of those frickin' cat looking things. Ooh. Ah! Wait, I've been fooled. It's two of them.
Hey, chill.
Upon waking up from my slumber, I got curious to know what randomized enemies we'll see further in the cave, so I jumped down. We spotted imps. I was chased by exploding zombies and frogs that spit out some sort of one-shot gas is what I like to say, because once that bar fills up, you're dead. Instant. This wasn't even the most random enemies in this cave. Somehow, there was a goddamn snow troll here. Huh? It's so funny how out of place he is in here. Like, we got a whole snow troll in this underground cave. But luckily, he was stuck. I wasn't looking forward to get stomped on. We finally made it to the supposed Soldier of Godric fight, but he wasn't quite there. Oh my, the freaking cat thing's back, y'all. It's literally back. It doesn't want to leave me alone. Let's just hope this one doesn't split into two or I'm running again. Oh yeah, a funny thing I forgot to mention is that the randomizer also mixes the bosses' names together. And it's pretty funny because you'll see some of the wildest names and some of the names actually do match and seem like that they'll be an Elden Ring boss. Luckily this fight wasn't hard. The only thing I needed to be careful of is the slam because it basically one-shots me at the health that I have and stuff. This randomizer could have gave me Melania instead of the Soldier of Godric and I probably would have had a heart attack. Ain't no way I'm doing that, especially like this. Finally made it to Fresh Air where we encountered our first NPC. Wait, something isn't right. Bara is really wearing Yura's hat with the whole frickin' dress on. What in the... Here instead of the tree sentinel, we encountered the Tree Avatar Sentinel. Not gonna lie, that name actually sounds like a legit boss in Elden Ring. Tree Avatar Sentinel. That just flows. Honestly, could have been a harder boss, so I'm not complaining. It was easy, light work, and he got mopped around.
I got a bad feeling about this.
You serious, my brother?
Wait, I did all that just for some beast blood? At this point, I'm thinking to myself, damn, I know it's a randomizer, but hopefully they consider giving me somewhat decent items for killing bosses like this. If not, it's just gonna feel like I wasted my time, you know? The merchant's inventory is also randomized, so that can be pretty good because we may find a cheat code weapon to disintegrate our enemy somewhere around. There's merchants everywhere, so we have plenty more to check. And oh my god, the cat looking thing is back. What in the hell, am I being stalked by the entire ancestor tree? It was about that time I grabbed my horse, then venture around to see what this randomizer has in store for us.
I bequeath to you this ring.
First, I looted this camp to try to farm runes. Enemies here were very random. Little mini Xander almost bombed my shit. I needed to be careful and not alert this bear, literally bloodthirsty walking in the middle of the camp. Oh look, more useless items. God damn it, look who was waiting for me.
I didn't do nothing to you.
At the beginning, trying to gather loot wasn't looking too well. I somehow was always finding the most useless items. Almost got kidnapped by the chest and I found some cheese balls. Huh? Like what in the name of the Elden Lord is this? I wanted to fight another boss, so I went to the Evergoal where the Crucible Knight would be, but we got the Crucible Knight Onyx Lord. Not gonna lie, he stopped me with this little black hole summoning ability and it was making me kinda angry.
I don't like this, man. I just don't like this at all. This is really shit.
I obviously was underleveled for this, so I just stopped trying. I probably could have beat him, but it just would have been a tedious fight. I just decided to travel towards another boss arena located in the Groveside Cave. Alright, when I first entered, my heart literally dropped. I swear I literally thought that it was Melania, but it just ended up being the Clean Rot Knight. Whew. Close one. Bro is literally scared of me and only blocking the entire fight. I'm sorry, but blocking ain't gonna do nothing here. Pretty easy fight, but the randomizer curse strikes again. All that for a smithing stone 1, really? At this point in my playthrough, I'm searching for more loot spots, fighting other Evergaol bosses. Bloodhound Godfroy? What? Now come on y'all, what in the hell is that name? They just making anything up at this point. Yeah, no. After my frustration of getting the most useless loot in the game,
Oh, come on, man.
I said, hey, let's forget it and just go to the Stormville Castle and hope we get an easy boss replacing Margit. Nope, nope, nope. We seriously have Loretta, the Fell Omen. This arena, this boss, my damage output. Yeah, I'm literally just gonna go cry because this ain't happening. I gave it a try twice and it just resulted in the same thing, so I just skedaddled my ass out of there. I'll try to return later, but in the meantime, let's see what other interesting things we can find. Alright, we made it into the trenches of Florida in hopes for new opportunities. I discovered more abandoned coffins, but they were guarded by some of the most disgusting pests of Elden Ring. Yeah, there's no way I'm grabbing these. But that was okay because I traveled over towards Lynn's Rise and I found some more coffins to loot. Probably couldn't grab the others, but I was able to grab these. Unfortunately though, I still haven't got a new weapon. The reason I traveled all the way over here is to find out if the bowling ball is a randomized enemy. And I actually got my answer. Whoever created this mod deserves a kiss, bro. Because it is here and we can farm it. This has to be one of my favorite beginning farm areas. I farmed this spot quite a bit and went from level 7 to 30. Now I wasn't quite sure on what to upgrade because I haven't acquired a weapon to kind of base my stats off of. So I kind of just put points into both strength and dex. And later on we'll kind of figure out which one we want to pump more. I can always just reset my stats too if I need to. I returned back to Stormville Castle to fight Loretta the Fell Omen again. And it honestly felt no different from when I was level 7. I seriously need a better weapon. I was getting straight destroyed, dying left and right, but this fight was very much possible. So I felt like I kind of just had to thug it out until I finally got a win.
Oh my fucking god, he's literally hitting the fucking goodie.
Hey, at least we still got the pouch and not some cheese balls. Surprisingly, running through the castle with the randomizer was a lot easier and a smoother experience than without it. There was no enemies operating the turrets, and most of them were slower enemies. Now, Stormville did have a lot of lootable bodies laying around everywhere for me, but man, still no decent weapon. Alright, now we're here to fight Godric. Oh, wait, what the? Was that Fire Giant? Here we have Fire Giant the Grafted. Funny name. This is such a horrible arena for this boss fight. He's about as tall as the castle. Thankfully this was easy. Even though we're in a small space with a lot of structures, it was still pretty easy to know when he was going to go for an attack. Although I did die from freaking getting stuck on his foot while he was causing havoc, fire bending on the ground. It was only the first phase I had to fight. Thankfully I didn't have to go through that whole second phase in this small little arena with all these structures. I feel like the second phase definitely would have been annoying, so luckily I didn't have to deal with it. To celebrate my Stormville Castle wins, I traveled to the... What in the hell is everyone wearing? Wait, I might have to steal the drip. Hold up. I came to the round table to check what the twin maidens are selling. Mid-gear. Also found out that you can't use the remembrances for weapons after defeating bosses. The page is just blank for some reason. And that's pretty odd, so I guess I can't, get boss weapons. It was about that time we go out and adventure again. I cleared some camps of enemies, got nothing. I found a new merchant, he has nothing. Maybe we just found a new weapon. Nah, this looks trash, honestly, but maybe I'm wrong. I traveled to the Raya Lucaria Crystal Tunnel for the Smithing Stone Bell Baron. I wasn't sure if this item would be randomized, so we're just testing it out. I made it to the boss arena just to end up fighting myself.
Oh shit, that's me!
He copied my whole fucking flow! Word for word, bar for bar!
Oh!
Don't act like I didn't.
He really thought he was the better me. Looks like we do still get the Bell Barons. Thankfully they aren't randomized. I brought it back to the Twin Maidens, but before I even upgrade anything, I wanted to loot around some more to possibly acquire a new weapon. I feel like I'm still using struggle weapons. I also went to the Gale Tunnel. This cave holds the Moonveil Katana, but I was curious to see what we actually get. What in the waste of fucking time? Nothing. Weak, but a very cool weapon. I decided to take this greatsword for a spin. More nothing. You guys get it at this point. Finding weapons is very difficult, or at least decent weapons. They give you those struggle weapons. Well, let's go infiltrate the Academy of Raya Lucaria. What in the hell? Why do we have such a majestic beast inside the academy? We got the ancestor spirit of Radigan. I don't ever recall this boss being difficult or anything. But with this arena, this boss fight was pretty tough, mainly because of just the location of this boss fight. You get no room at all. This is a pretty small area, and we all know the original location is pretty massive for this boss fight. You get all the space in the world to run for your life. But in here, nope, this big ass thing is gonna roll around and bounce all in midair like it ain't nowhere else. I died many times during this fight. I also tried to use spirits as a distraction. It didn't work. I swear, majority of the time, spirits do more bad than good when fighting bosses. Changed my mind. Eventually, we defeated him, used the runes to level up, then it was about that time. So far, this playthrough has been short sword and great swords. It's been getting me pretty far, but all good things must come to an end. I know that's not who I think it is. Yeah, this isn't happening right now. No way in hell am I prepared for this fight, especially in the Grand Library. This is not happening, no. Instead of dealing with Morgott in the Ronala arena, which is wild, I thought it may be a better idea to test my randomizer luck on the Radon fight. So I traveled to Kaled, got freaking destroyed in a tower while trying to loot a chest just to pick up some Smithing Stone 1. We got a whole randomizer on, meaning we can get any item from a loot drop, but we still constantly get Smithing Stone 1. Make it a somber Smithing Stone and maybe I'll accept it. I snuck into the castle and got myself into a boss fight with the whole teleport and sleep paralysis demon.
What the fuck? Stop playing!
I actually did get a new weapon out of it that might be a potential replacement. Who knows? I just need to expand my options because once I go with the build, changing it might be pretty difficult. Gathering larval tears most likely will be difficult since stuff is randomized, so we just gotta hope we get them. At this point, I realized I'm pretty dumb because I didn't do the quest line of gathering all the people for the Radon festival, meaning I have to trigger it with the Grand Lift medallions. So all of this stuff was kind of a waste of time. Grab this, grab that, hit this side of grace to activate the festival, and the teleporter is here. Wish me luck, let's see who we get for the Radon fight. Right around here, I was pretty confused on what I was fighting because there was no visible boss. And then it appeared. Stars Courge Mimic Tier. What? That is correct, we somehow got another Mimic Tier. I thought I taught him a lesson already, but I guess I gotta put Lil Bro in his place again. Maybe next time, my guy. I needed to do some more upgrading to my greatsword before continuing on to the main boss areas. I took what I had back to the round table, upgraded my greatsword, then I went out to fight again where I found a Knight's Cavalry. I guess these bosses don't randomize. He thought I was at a disadvantage because I wasn't on my horse, but when he tried to jump attack me, I took out the horse's knees, launching him off of it, then we were on even playing fields. I charged up my attack so hard and let it rip, then proceeded to follow up with that little light attack that just sent him to the Shadow Realm. Yeet. Oh, lootable coffins. We may actually use that curved sword in action. Honestly couldn't take being defeated by Morgott earlier, so I returned to the library with a whole new arsenal of weapons. This trash right here almost got me killed, and I had to switch back to the greatsword literally mid-fight. I still got destroyed, unfortunately. I tried again with a third weapon, that curved sword I found earlier at those abandoned coffins. Still ended up getting destroyed. Eventually, I just said fuck it and gave up on this fight. This was just crazy tough and the arena was just mad uncomfortable to fight in. It felt like I was always backed into some sort of structure after dodging his moves. And on top of that, he was able to hit through all the bookshelves and like the pillars and stuff. It was just mad uncomfortable to fight. It was probably best for me to just proceed to the capital and try to come back here later, because if I want to be able to reset my stats, I'm gonna need to beat Morgott in order to access it. Guarding the capital was this disgusting Scarlet Rot avatar. These Erdtree avatars are usually easy. Their moveset is pretty simple to deal with, so this fight was not a problem. Surprisingly, maneuvering through the capital was extremely easy. The randomized enemies were usually like the slower ones or ones that somehow just didn't spot me. This little pop man really thought he was scaring someone standing here like that.
Huh?
Yep, I'm just as shocked as you guys. I got a whole Elden Beast remembrance from a little pot. Crazy. Before I proceeded further into the capital, I went to go grab a few items. I went to grab the Sombering Smithing Stone Bell Bearing 1, as well as the Smithing Stone Bell Bearing 2. After returning to the capital, from this point forward is when this randomizer damn near becomes unbearable for me and the most toxic experience I've had on Elden Ring, literally. Instead of encountering Godfrey, it was Fia's champions. Now I've never fought this boss on a regular playthrough, so I was in for a big surprise. Beating this dude was easy, but I needed to be careful because for some reason they can kill in 2 hits. And with this dude, I can get caught in a mix-up that instant kills me with no way to escape. Alright, so I beat this dude thinking that my job was done and I just got an easy boss. So I started walking towards the fog gate thinking, it would clear, but nope. Another dude spawned, and this one was a whole dark magician spamming magic, being annoying and stuff. Then we got him out the way. Now at this point, I'm 50-50 on if any more will spawn. Then guess what? 3 of these motherfuckers spawn.
Oh no.
I'm joking. Stop. The break, stop.
One has a shield and some sort of staff with Bloodhound Step. Another has 2 giant fucking axes. And the other is a dark magician with a rapier style weapon. Like, this has to be a joke because toxicity for this playthrough has peaked.
Oh, okay, goddamn.
Well, first, they can all, 2-hit me, and I'm almost level 70 with decent stats, but I guess that doesn't matter. Second, I've never fought this boss, so I searched them up on YouTube, and I realized that their weapons and armor is randomized. This fight was literal hell. They were chasing me down, spamming any move possible, giving me just no hit windows to attack. It was like fighting the Godskin duo where they sync their attacks or, basically sync stuff, but except it was 3 of them. I hit one, oh no, I'm getting traded. To fight this, I literally had to just run and take any hit that I can whenever I got one further away from the others. I got destroyed over and over and over. And I can't forget, I did try to use summons, but the summons wasn't working either. They were barely even any help. I honestly would rather go back to the Grand Library and fight Morgott, and that's exactly what I did. I tried to weave, dodge around, and take my time with this fight, do what I can to win. And man, once again, it resulted into me getting my ass beat some more until I finally defeated him, just to discover that there's more. There's more pain to this boss fight. Well, we have to fight Morgott's first phase and his second phase, all in 1 health bar. But for this boss fight, that was only the first phase. After all that stress of trying to defeat him for hours, apparently he wasn't the only queen of the full moon. And his whole identity was fake.
I knew it was fake. I knew it.
Like, what is this, y'all? Now we have the Dragonkin soldier, queen of the full moon. Like, really? I went through a whole first phase fighting both phases of Morgott just to end up here. And this didn't go too well. I just got straight destroyed. This left me pretty devastated for this challenge run. I had to construct a whole plan on how to defeat Morgott and the Dragonkin soldier, queen of the full moons, by the way. And we still have to defeat Fia's champions at the freaking capital. Now, in order for me to progress through the game, I have to defeat Fia's champions over at the capital. But since I defeated Radahn earlier, the Rennala boss fight basically isn't required. But I feel like I still do have to beat him in order for me to reset my stats later on. So the whole plan I constructed was to basically try to farm some runes. So I did some bowling ball farming for quite a bit. I actually ended up buying another curved sword weapon from a merchant so I can power stance with the other one I have. I used some of the smithing stone to upgrade them. And I even killed that huge sleeping dragon for the extra runes, because why not? I felt like I was ready to get back into the fight, so I returned back to the toxic boss fight over at the capital. Basically what I was doing is going back and forth from the capital to Morgott to the capital, just back and forth hoping one of them end up being a success. These toxic cucklords wouldn't give me a break. They fight together so well, and it doesn't help that they can all just straight 2-hit me. And if they sync their attacks and hit me, I'm basically dead in 1 hit. My plan was to basically take out the weakest link first, this dude with the shield. Something that I noticed is this dude was bluffing most of the time. Like, he would literally just charge me with his shield, not hitting me majority of the time, just basically putting pressure on me while all his mates set up for a perfectly synced insta-death. No lie, this boss fight felt like an actual PvP against real people. These video game AI are getting extremely smart nowadays. Eventually, after running for my life and taking one hit every hour, I finally took out the most annoying one of them all. This dude literally just spams his skull ability and somehow is able to poke me from a mile away with his sword. At this point, there was one more left, and to not slip up and choke for this boss fight, I just took it extremely slow with the double axe guy, just to be safe. I was not trying to get one of my hits tanked and just completely one-shotted. Honestly, couldn't have asked for a more perfect arena to get this boss, because this was like the perfect size for the magma worm. Imagine fighting this in one of the smallest arenas. It probably wouldn't even be possible with how he runs back and forth with the lava under him. You would literally just constantly take damage. I switched to my greatsword for this fight because of the big damage from those heavies. And just to be safe, I used my spirit summons for a distraction and just to get a little free damage. This was the perfect execution to end this boss fight. I got a weapon, but not quite the weapon I was looking for. They literally haven't gave me any of the good weapons. I've been getting the crappiest, lowest tier of the weapons. It's pretty funny because after this boss fight, I went for my get back on Morgott. It kind of took a lot of grinding and farming, going back and forth, to finally gain the confidence I needed for this boss fight. I destroyed him with my new dual curved swords. The Dragonkin soldier was actually a lot easier than I thought. I was doing some pretty big damage to him, and before I didn't realize how weak his health pool was. I straight sent him to the Shadow Realm. Once again, for another boss that took a lot of hard work and dedication and time, I got a Smithing Stone 1. But you know, once again, the randomizer curse continues. Great, man, great. At this point, it was time for me to travel towards the mountaintops of the giants. I spotted a madman just standing there covering his face next to my site of grace. And personally, I couldn't take that disrespect. You just standing here on my turf. This is a prime example of what my brain cells are doing during this playthrough. I made it up to the church to fight the dude where you originally get the Rivers of Blood katana from. And nope, look what it is. Another smithing stone, huh? This randomizer is real toxic, man. It doesn't even feel randomized at this point. They're just giving me Smithing Stone 1. At this point, man, with all these smithing stones they're giving me, they might as well just let me use it as a weapon. Here at the Fire Giant Arena, we seriously have Horolow. It feels like they just been giving me all the like in-game bosses, bro. The damage I was outputting was not looking too good for me. I do believe that whatever boss is like originally in that arena, basically when it randomizes a new boss, they give like the randomized boss the original boss's health. I'm not too sure though. My big brain self got the idea to use my horse to my advantage to just slowly beat him. But the horse wasn't 100% safe. If he stuns me, that basically gives him enough time to jump up in the air and Hulk smash my ass off the horse. And this was basically an insta-kill. Also, because we're not on a flat surface, attacks like the one where he pulls on the ground literally floats in the air. And because of this, it can cause dumb hitboxes. So that was a hazard during this boss fight. I tried to see if I can cheese him by making him fall off the mountain, but as you can see, when he reaches a certain distance, he literally teleports back to where he spawns. It was worth a try though. My new curved swords was literal garbage for this, so I had to switch back to the greatsword mid-fight to maximize my damage on the horse. And I literally just kited him around and smacked him until we finally got him. Now, this is when things get crazy, because that wasn't the end. Instead of bosses with 2 phases having half of a health bar per phase, after you beat one whole boss, if that boss has a second phase, they're giving you a whole nother boss with a whole full health bar. And this is something that I was starting to realize because back when I was over at the Stormville Castle, I fought Godric, and Godric has 2 phases, but for some reason I only had to fight Fire Giant's first phase. So it definitely seems like that this is going to be a problem throughout this entire randomizer, and it's pretty toxic. For the Fire Giant's second phase, it was literally Malekith, man. I tried to fight him on my horse until I was smacked off of it in literally one hit. At this point, I was pretty terrified of this boss fight. Horolow and Malekith, both of these bosses are the second phases of their original boss fights. So I thought big brain and went over towards the edge of the mountain in hopes that we can maybe bait him off the ledge. We couldn't bait Horolow, but maybe Malekith. and it actually seemed to be working. He was actually following behind me and was basically up on the mountain part where Porolo kept teleporting from. That's when I jumped off the mountain from the side just to realize that my plan didn't work and he did teleport back to the spawn. After that, I tried to fight him on foot because he was able to one-shot me off of my horse, so basically I had to deal with this on foot. I tried to summon some of the boys to jump this fool, then nope, I died while running, unfortunately. I can't be tweaking right now, y'all. There's no way that hitbox was valid, or am I just blind? My next journey was to head towards the Volcano Manor to the Rykard boss fight. We still haven't discovered Melania. I do want to discover where she's at on this randomizer, although she's most likely in the most random boss location because there aren't many main bosses I have to beat the game. Ah, we got another Erdtree avatar, but this one is full grown, whatever that's supposed to mean. I finally made it to the Volcano Manor, wasting no time wandering through the darkness with no lantern or torch of light, speed running my way through all the enemies. I opened up the bridge for the little shortcut route, then look who in the hell we have in this boss arena. There is no way at all. I was genuinely terrified to step foot in this arena. I know y'all see how small this arena is, and it's crazy that we found him in the location right before the actual one. Walking into the room, I didn't expect it, but they actually gave me the Serpent Hunter weapon. I expected to just walk in here and have to fight him with what I have. Now something I have to figure out is how I'm gonna maneuver through this tight space, because I know y'all see how small this is with all these pillars around and stuff. At first I thought he was stuck in one spot, but apparently not. He can actually move anywhere in this area. My first strat was to get behind this statue and basically try to fight him from here. That didn't work, as y'all can see.
I lost.
And at this point, I'm thinking that this is just impossible. I couldn't really see when he was charging up a hit, so I really needed to pay attention or I had to kind of guess. Another annoying thing is I couldn't lock onto him, so I had to just swing the attacks while unlocked. And if it finally did lock onto him, it ended up just unlocking. While going through some trial and error, I actually found that this corner made it harder for him to hit me, or at least for the time being. I could still get hit, but it was way less than usual. Right here at this exact moment is when I thought I defeated him. It literally looked like I defeated him, and he did like a little jump sort of animation as if he was dead. But no, he was literally charging up for an attack that I wasn't prepared for. This game is really praying for my downfall, man. What is this? I continued my little strat in the corner. Just as I thought that this boss fight was easy just sitting in this corner, my little safe haven spot stopped working apparently.
Gotcha, bitch.
Come on, bro. Now I was doing so happy, man. Come on, man.
I was starting to get hit a lot, so I had to maneuver a bit until I realized that the lava under him was literally doing no damage to me. And it's funny because I was barely getting hit while just spamming away like a madman. I did not realize that the lava did no damage to me. I wish I would have caught on to this early on, but after multiple deaths, I finally defeated him. You serious? All that for a cookbook and a lance like I'm about to go jousting? Well, that was a huge mess to fight, but now I'm curious to know what boss will replace the actual Rykard arena since he did visit us early. I've arrived, and it's Godric. Okay, I believe my theory was correct because as y'all can see, I literally do no damage at all, and I'm pretty sure Godric basically has Rykard's health pool. Because there is no way this boss should be eating this much damage, especially if he had the health as he would over at the Stormville Castle. This was an odd experience because I had to fight both Godric phases with Rykard's health pool. Now Godric isn't much of a difficult boss for me, but with this health pool, it made him very tedious to fight. I died many times during this boss fight, and that was mainly because just how much damage I do. You have to deal with this moveset for quite a long time. And you know, sometimes you have those moments where you just get hit by a move randomly. I estimated almost 20 minutes just to beat him, but man, I was hit with a surprise, another surprise. Not only did I have to fight both Godric phases in one health bar, but there was also a second phase to this whole boss fight as well. And you guys remember what I said earlier, When there's a second phase, you have to fight a whole nother boss. And they seriously gave me Radigan. I have to fight Radigan. If I was to beat him, they better teleport me to the end game and show me some end screen credits or something. At this point, I have no health and I'm very frustrated because I just had to go through beating Godric, doing very little damage, and now I have to fight Radigan? Like, are you serious? This has to be a troll randomizer, bro. This is just way too toxic. I somehow died to the dumbest hitbox ever. It's like when these bosses aren't in their original arenas, the hitboxes are just all over the place and it feels like you just get hit by the dumbest stuff, I swear. I kind of did realize though that I wasn't going to survive this. There's no way. Now y'all have probably noticed that you're towards the end of the video and I have many more bosses to fight. And if you're wondering why, well, I'm here to tell y'all that this was basically the nail in the coffin for this randomizer challenge run. In order for me to progress through the game, I have to go back to the mountaintop of the giants. I have to fight both Horolo and Malekith full health. And then over here at the Rykard boss arena, I run into Godric with Rykard's health pool and then Radigan. Yeah, I feel like this is the perfect excuse to pack my bags for this playthrough. I'm sorry y'all, but this randomizer literally raised my stress level to max capacity. If you guys would like a part 2, let me know in the comments. I would need some time to regather myself for the time being though. I know, man, I couldn't do it in one whole video. So I want to put this video together as like kind of like a part 1 of the series, and for a part 2, I will literally just finish the rest. That's if I could, unless, you know, there's still a chance of us running into something that might end up being impossible. If you guys actually enjoyed this and would like a part 2, be sure to go spam up the likes in the comments. This randomizer is extremely toxic and I wouldn't mind the stress of continuing it if I knew the boys were here to support. But yeah, with that said, I'm signing out and I will catch y'all in the next video.